Yeah, Tom has 250,000 items and still listing in the weeds like his stuff. Correct. And I think that's it, right? Like with our business, it's actually very hard to sell our business because a lot of the stuff especially with selling used, you can't replenish it. It's very go write a manual on how to source items, how to source used items, so that you can sell your business and give that manual to somebody else. I don't care how many sourcing, I don't care how many sourcing videos. Like, okay, take Matt, for example. Matt, who does DVDs, right? Literally, the only thing he talks about DVDs and like shoes and maybe some cool games. If he were to cut every single video that he has to just the products and why he picks them up and made that a thing and strapped and he wanted to sell his business, the new business person, assuming he has no experience selling any of the stuff that he sells, but he just wants to buy a business that's ready made, which is most business people buying a business. If he strapped him onto a chair like Robot Chicken, like made him watch every single one of those clips, he would still have no idea what to do. That's kind of the challenge of the eBay seller. So someone like Tom, who sources his media, he's still listing because that knowledge is very much in his head. And unless he sells his business to somebody who has a lot of that information in his head, he's pretty much stuck working in his business for a while. And it's a case of making that balance more towards less labor so that the body lasts and you can still kind of enjoy the money for less physical labor. But I don't think the brain part will go away, which means that if you're doing reselling, you are someone who enjoys the mental aspect of it a lot more than the physical aspect, which is fine because that's where you'd be trending. If you like the physical more than the mental, the scaling up is actually a lot harder because the the intellectual property, the defense mechanism of your business is the fact that it's in your head. I've had full timers for 2 years and a casual for half a year now of my reselling journey in the last 4 years. And for me, it's delegating the packing is the easiest. Usually, what I do is I let them pack, and then after that, take photos of stock. They take photos of stock just so that they can familiarize with the variety of stock that I've got. So I'm like, whilst they're packing, I'm making up like little boxes boxes of stuff that they can, where if they photograph the stuff, they are touching every item. So every brand, every variety of stuff because I'm replenishing fairly evenly across the board for the most part. And then I then teach them the uploading process. And then after I teach them the research process, I have yet to find somebody who likes the pricing process because I'm international. I sell internationally, and a lot of them get intimidated by Terapeak, which is fair. Terapeak is a pretty intimidating place to be if you don't spend a lot of time there. So really what that means is if I can delegate everything that I can, that I don't have to teach a lot of, really, then the packing, the photographs, and the uploads including item specifics and titles can be delegated fully. Then my job really is to sit at the computer and just make drafts live, research price, and source from the computer. If I need someone to drive, they can go drive. That's a pretty good role. So I think for me, in terms of this business, until I figure that out, that's going to be what it looks like, which means even if I get bigger, have a warehouse, whatever, and I have 5-10 guys, I still think I will be at a computer for the most of the day, just kind of making listings live, which would be kind of cool. I like that because that way I can more or less work remotely as well. Because if in terms of sourcing, items come, they know how to process it. Then once they process it, they take photos. I just see drafts that I just make live.